Bernie Sanders is an intellectual fraud. Worth repeating. Bernie Sanders is an intellectual fraud. There, I said it. Yes, it's harsh, but it is true. He is an intellectual fraud hiding behind the term democratic socialist. What does Sanders mean when he says socialism? Is he actually suggesting that the federal government take over and run General Motors or take over the Etsy.com website? Because that is what socialism means. And Bernie knows this because he spent time in the Soviet Union when he was a younger man. But nobody really thinks that's what Bernie means at this point. And he, of course, is very, very careful to stick to platitudes when he talks about socialism. He points vaguely to what the Northern European countries do as an example. But here's the thing. If you ask someone from Europe if they are socialists, they tell you no, they aren't socialist economies. They tell you they are free market economies moderated by democracy. Why won't Bernie just say that he supports a free market moderated by democracy? Why won't Bernie just say, I believe in the free market moderated by democracy? Why? Because if he acknowledges that truth, then he is in the same boat with every other Democratic candidate. Suddenly, he's not the candidate of revolution, whatever that means. He is just another candidate trying to improve the free market system we have. And suddenly, the conversation changes. How, Senator Sanders, would you moderate the free market? And at this point, everything falls apart for Bernie Sanders because most of his policy proposals won't stand scrutiny. Their logic falls apart almost immediately. So Senator Sanders just sticks to the fraud. If you question the actual details of what he is proposing, he suggests you are protecting the status quo and against change. Because it's far, far easier to just go on the attack than actually defend the incoherence of his policies. Pretty much everyone inside the Democratic Party who is not part of the Bernie bubble knows he's an intellectual fraud. But they're all frankly afraid of calling him out on it because they don't want to piss off the Bernie people inside the bubble. Who knows, maybe this will work. Maybe Bernie will eventually collapse under the weight of his own incoherence. But maybe the Democratic Party is going to wake up one day and he is their actual presidential candidate. Maybe they will wake up to discover that the fraud is no longer a sideshow. It is the platform of the Democratic Party and they are all tied to it. It is a sad state of affairs for the Democratic Party. They have a person who says he's not even a Democrat, leading the Democratic presidential nomination, with a position so far-fetched that President Trump will be viewed as the voice of reason and caution. Yes, Bernie Sanders makes President Trump seem like the more reasoned, cautious candidate. And all of the other Democratic candidates are afraid to point out this truth. A sad day.